Well, guys, I couldn't be more thrilled because I just got one of the best texts I've ever received. Yes, from Lamborghini, Downers Grove, telling me that my Lamborghini is gonna be here by the end of the month, man. But there's a lot that I need to do, a ton that I need to do. In fact, my garage is a complete mess. I was driving around in the BMW X7 today, and those tires that come on it are like ice skates, and we're in Denver here with the snow everywhere. So I ordered some new wheels and some new tires. I'll be putting that on. I'll show you what that looks like. Hopefully the wheels won't be too hideous on it. But I did that instead of getting the snow tires because I just want to be able to put them on and off on my own without having to go into the tire shop. But really there's going to be a transformation of the garage. I'll show you what it looks like now. It's a mess, complete mess, so don't judge me. But it's going to be completely remade, and there's going to be sort of ceiling storage holders for all our crud, and the rest of the stuff is going down in the storage in the basement. So come along on a journey. Yes, I know. The Christmas tree is still up. It's past New Year's. So as you can see, I have kind of just a pile of stuff here. A lot of it's yard stuff and toys for the kiddo. But obviously you've got the lawnmower, pressure washer. A lot of these boxes are not going to be here. That's Christmas decorations, so that'll all be gone. Much nicer. Kind of has started the cleanup process. As you can see, it's not even painted. Which I'm not too concerned about, but yeah, here's my dirty garage that needs a complete redo, which it won't be that bad to do. Welcome to my project. Okay, I got comfy. Two things that I want to talk about. One, it's a question I get all the time. What do you do for work? You know, anytime you drive a Lamborghini or a Uber luxury vehicle that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, people are curious what you do for a living. It's something that I love to talk about, not because I'm a big head, but I'm really passionate about what I do, and I wish more people would do it. In a nutshell, I buy companies and sell companies. I buy companies, operate companies, and sell companies. One way you could relate it is a private equity company. We really kind of, when I say we, it's my wife and I, we try to mimic private equity companies. You can really picture it like fixing and flipping homes. You know, a lot of people that get into real estate, they'll buy a home that's cruddy, and they'll pour some sweat equity into it, or they'll pour some capital into it to make it worth more, and they'll sell it. It's kind of like that. Except we don't like to buy businesses that are fixer-uppers. We like to buy cash flow. So we try not to buy, at the highest market, but the idea is the numbers need to make sense for us to buy it, to pay some sort of a debt service on it, whether it be pay ourselves back or pay a bank for the acquisition. And there needs to be a good enough spread, a good enough profit above and beyond that for us to get a return on. And then when we see the right time to exit, AKA sell the business, that we sell it for a profit. So while we're holding the asset, the business, it's making us money. It's increasing value because we're making it better, right? That's the idea. And then we sell it for more than we bought it for. So we're getting cash on both sides. So that's what I love to do. That's what I've been doing, and that's what we're doing here in Denver. We're buying up some firms right now. In fact, about a week ago, we just closed on an accounting and tax firm, and right now we're building a portfolio of those. We're buying up CPA firms here, even though we're non-CPAs. We're buying up CPA firms, and I can get into the ins and outs of that down the road if anybody's curious. But in a nutshell, that's what we do. We buy businesses, we reap the benefits of their cash flow, and then we have an asset that we can sell later. So if you guys are curious about that, I'd love to tell you more about it, how anybody and everybody can do it and get started with small deals by buying their first business. I think it's way better than starting up. And really, it's the only way to kind of make a lot of money outside of winning the lottery and become a CEO of some Fortune 500 company. It's very difficult to do. If you want to get into the profits of the multi-million dollars, or even $500,000 or $1 million, or like I said, multi-million dollars, you've got to be an entrepreneur. I think the risk is much lower by buying existing cash flow streams that are already profitable than they are to go dump a bunch of money into a new business. Now, as far as financing a car like this, should you buy it in cash? Should you make payments? I like to look at the numbers and have them tell me a story. If you have X amount of dollars, let's say you have just enough to buy a Lamborghini, and you pour all your money into it, and now you've got no payments. That's great, right? It's great not to have payments, I admit it. However, you've got now, $250,000 up to $500,000 into a car, and past that, right? You've got Aventadors that are going for $1 million, but you've got a lot of money tied up into an asset of a car that's depreciating. Outside of the last couple of years, it's been great. It's been appreciating, but in general, it's depreciating. So what do I recommend better? I recommend getting a loan for it, if that's your only option, is to get a loan. And the reason I say that, I'll explain later, but if you can get a loan in the 3-something% and you can get a 10% return on your money by taking that $500,000, that $250,000, that $1 million, whatever it is, putting it into an investment, and just if you can earn even 7%, then you're doing better with your money than you would have just by paying cash for that and not earning money on your money. I hope that makes sense. I can break it down for you further, but that's my general rule of thumb. If I can get a better return in the open market, then I can borrow money. If money is cheap to borrow, I know I can get a good return on my cash. So in general, I like to borrow money to buy things, whether it be a business, whether it be a house, whether it be a car. That's what I like. Now, where things can get kind of interesting at the point of my life where I'm at is I tend to borrow money from myself now. So if I need to go make an acquisition, a business acquisition, for example, I can take some of my stock money and I can get a loan out against that money. Instead of going to a bank to get a loan to buy the business, where they're going to charge me 6% or so, I can save a few percent by borrowing money against assets that I have, stock, real estate. I can go get very, very cheap loans into the 3% to borrow money against some of those assets. And I can buy anything. I can buy a car. I can buy a business. If you want to finance the whole thing, I say go for it, because you can get probably a better return on your money in investments. I average 250% return. So any money that I don't have earning me money, it's a big deal. I'm losing a lot of money. It's just how much money are you losing by paying cash? You're losing a lot of money because you're not getting a return on that investment. So it's kind of the better of two evils. And man, that lighting was horrible upstairs. So we're gonna go down here and I guess you get a tour of the house today. Welcome to my bar. I'm gonna pour myself a drink and we're gonna continue this little chat here. I'm gonna go low key today. I'm gonna get a beer. Breckenridge Vanilla Porter, which is amazing on tap. Oh my God, this is dangerous to have this beer on tap. Dangerous. So like I said, I always think it's really funny how people just have a misconception about money and how money works. And if you don't pay cash for something, that's you can't afford it if you can't pay cash for it. Well, that's probably true. You probably can't afford it if you can't pay cash for it. But people who know what they're doing with their money should not pay cash for appreciating assets, depreciating assets. It really doesn't matter. What matters is what is the interest rate and what return can I get on my money if I put that money elsewhere? That's what it boils down to. A big part of money tends to be emotional, and it probably shouldn't be, but sometimes people get emotional. There's logic and non-logic to everything, and I really try not to judge other people on what they do with their money or how they do whatever they do with their money. There's a mathematically better way to do it, and that's to borrow your money. Especially if you're going to be making a return on your money elsewhere. If you can borrow cheap money, always do that to buy things. Always leverage your capital. My opinion. Stay tuned, guys. If you want to hear more, you want to see more, obviously the car's coming here in about a month. So I'm going to have a ton of car content. I'd be happy to hang out at the bar, talk some more money talks, and whatever you guys want to talk about, that's what we're here for. I love cars. I love business. I love talking business. I love talking acquisitions. That's what I'm here for. All right, guys, be safe. Happy New Year.